There we go. There we go. Right. Hi. Just gone changes there. That was annoying. I enabled the mic. I know sound. I know. I enabled the mic in OBS, but it turns out it was muted on the actual mic. Naughty microphone. Anyway, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try this again. Hold on. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. It's great to see you for the first time today. And oh my goodness, it's warm. Hence the tank top. I am going to be painting as I do every single Monday. What am I going to be painting? I'll tell you in a second. First, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. There's 104 of you right now. Hello, Nevermore, Xenogirl 180, Will, John Fricker, Seotog, Bob, Josephina Vengerberg, Whalepack, Brook Boyd, Bow, 1156, Jack Wood, Secret Agent Sam, Ronnie, Sven Hanneman, Okami, Specky4i, Mark Kerwin, Kay, Nathaniel Levy, Nathaniel Levy, Abby Marie, Eccentric Lefty, there you go, that's why I messed that up, Alex Simpkin, Lojo, a Chartreuse Goose, what a brilliant username, a whole bunch of you. Hello. Oh, Lojo's done a super chat saying for Johnny's PS5 fund. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am trying to get hold of a PS5. To be honest with you, I will probably put that money toward bribing somebody to help me acquire one because yeah, it's been a challenge so far. Not as much of a challenge as living in London is right now with the heat. Yesterday, I, no joke, lay on the floor for the entire day because it was too hot and I was dehydrated. But what are we painting today? We're painting goblins. You may remember a couple of weeks ago, I started painting some goblins for Blood Bowl, which is a game I just cannot get enough of at the minute. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. That's one of the ones I'm going to be painting today, but this is what they look like when they are finished. Sort of just red and cream and sort of some earthy brown tones with a forest leaf litter kind of base. Let me show you the one from the thumbnail, because it's actually not flinging my head around, it's flinging around this charming sort of chain chomp like wrecking ball. That's a bit of base that got stuck on the actual model, isn't it? We'll get rid of that bit. But yeah, that's sort of what they look like. So we're just going to have a chill time. Ha ha ha! Oh, if anything were chill. That would be nice. We're going to have a relaxed time painting up these gobbos and just sort of generally chatting away like we do every Monday. Danny Moss has done a super chat saying, ahoy all, need this chill stream once I finish work, spending Freedom Day isolating after being blipped yesterday. Stay safe everyone and keep the app. Yeah, do keep the app. Because if any of you are missing context on this, pretty much all of the restrictions on social distancing and mask wearing, etc., in public in England have been lifted. It's being called Freedom Day, which doesn't sit right with me because at the minute new cases are coming in at like 50,000 a day, and they're doubling every fortnight, give or take. So quite a few people, myself included, don't feel like it's the wisest time to be lifting restrictions, but at the same time, like basically I feel like the government is just going, you're on your own now. I can't say that I am like, the thing is, once it's kind of given over to everyone, the government's like, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. I wish people would all wear masks, but I also can't blame people for being like, all right, I won't. You know, like, it's been a long 16 months. I can totally understand people just going like, right, I'll ditch that and I'll just go live my life. Personally, I am worried about the infection rate, so I'm going to keep wearing my mask and I'm going to keep, you know, social distancing. I'm going to be careful about where I go, especially indoor spaces and yada, yada, yada. But it's been a mixed feeling today. So, speaking of COVID, Josephina Vengerberg has done a super chat to say, guess who's self-isolating because their housemate got COVID? Spoiler, it me. Thanks for the distraction, Johnny and Skellies, for some love heart emojis. That sucks, Josephine. I'm very, very sorry, but you are doing the responsible thing, and I thank you for that. So yeah, everyone do... Also, if you have the NHS app installed, do keep it. It's useful. Well, it's, you know, it's hardly world-beating, as they claimed before they spent so much money on it, but you know, it could actually make a difference. So anyway, right. That is enough COVID chat straight out the gate. Let's talk about other things. Did everyone have a good weekend? What did everyone do? It is so hot in here. The paint is honestly... I'm using a wet palette, but it is already starting to dry out. Praise be, as ever, to buildings in the UK that are designed to keep heat in and have no air conditioning. Whoop-de-doo. What was my weekend like? Like I say, yesterday I was just on the floor for the entire day. And Saturday... Oh, I just painted all day. It was a very indoor weekend. I don't deal with heat well at the best of times. So I just... Yeah, I very much stayed indoors. Elizabeth Rakowski went kayaking. That sounds amazing. Ooh, Rudy Gerber said, I worked on a Gato-class submarine model in 1:72 resolution. Oof. Koshtub Chowan says, what's the temp today in the UK anyway? It's about 32 degrees centigrade, which may not seem that high, but again, as I've said, buildings in the UK specifically designed to keep the heat in, so it's like 30 degrees indoors right now, and it's humid and rubbish, and we don't have air conditioning, so there we go. Before anyone starts the whole lol, that's not even hot thing, I mentioned this the last time it was hot and I streamed. It's a pet peeve and I will swing hammer for it. I don't care if it's not as hot as other countries, it's hot to us and we're struggling, so save it. Oh, Ronnie says York is currently at 25-ish. I feel so lucky at the moment. That sounds great. I walked the dog last night at 10 p.m. and it was just about okay. She was still panting like you wouldn't believe, but at least she didn't fall over and get heat stroke. But yeah. Whale Puck says, made my first meter of nettle fibre string. That sounds incredible. I didn't know you could do that with nettle fibre. Plants are amazing. Oh, that's what I did this weekend, actually. My wife and I went to the local garden centre and got a bunch of plants. So I got a... Nick Jeffrey's done a super chat saying, hey, Johnny, I saved a life at the weekend. Okay, it was only a sparrow that had fallen down the chimney, but it still counts. Hero to sparrow kind. Well done, Nick. I'm sure the sparrows up and down the land are singing your praises quite literally. And pooping on cars. That's not related to you, it's just what they do. But yeah, my wife and I went and bought some lovely, lovely plants. So we've got 2 strawberry plants. I've got an Apache chili plant and a Scotch bonnet plant. And I've got seeds on the way to start growing jalapenos. Because I bloody love growing chilies. We got some hanging ivy. We got a nice fern. The cats ate a bit of it and threw it up almost immediately. That was fun. It was a banner day. Oh, and today I got a little herb garden arrived, which is nice. A chartreuse goose says, you mean 100% organic cat treats? Well, indeed. Luckily, I've set up the herb garden in a corner of the kitchen, which is A, out of the way, and B, the cats never go there. So hopefully, I'm now growing basil and thyme. Hopefully, I will actually be able to make my own fresh pesto in like 6 weeks or so. Matt Holland's done a super chat saying 28 degrees here in Liverpool right now, and I'm about to attempt exercise. Pray for mojo. Matt, be careful. Hydrate properly. Take breaks if you need to. Wear some SPF if you are going to be in the sun. I cannot stress this enough. The summer is no joke. Heat stroke is no joke. And you have a good brain in there that does not deserve to be cooked. So if you start feeling even remotely woozy, stop what you're doing. Martin Cox says it's 32 here in Swindon and it was 29 an hour ago. Fuck climate change. Bloody hell. Yikes. Yeah, it is a lot. But I've learned my lesson from yesterday. I'm drinking a lot of water today. I didn't drink enough yesterday. What about now? Is anyone hobbying right now? Are you doing any crafting, or are you just simply trying not to melt, which is an excellent use of your time, I will say. If that is what you're doing, then perfect. Whoa, my Benson says it was 113 degrees here, which is 45 degrees centigrade. F that. Absolutely F that. Not for me. Not for me. Right. I'm just going back over these gobbos and their focus is bloody being annoying today. Uh-oh. That's smooth enough, yes. And then that means that we can adjust the aperture a little bit. So that the focus is slightly expanded in the depth of field, and then if we do that, the model will get a bit lighter. There we go. Okay. Some of the base coat on this was a bit patchy, so I'm just going back over them. 3, 4, 5, 6. Where are the other two? 7. 6, 7, 8. Great. I'm going to try and paint a batch of 8 goblins today, which is quite a tall order, but as you can see, I've already done some base coating, so hopefully they'll come on all right. MD says, I'm playing Bloodborne, help someone beat the Shadows of Yharnam, and then beat the Amygdala first try. Nicely done. Shadows of Yharnam. What a bunch of jerks. That was a tough boss fight when Aoife and I were playing Bloodborne through. It won't surprise you to learn that she was the one who beat it, not me. But yeah, that was no joke. We just sort of screamed at them until they died in the end. I think we got slightly lucky, but there we go. Yep, that's the brown dried out. Oh, just paint, Johnny. It'll be relaxing, and there won't be issues with tech or anything. Oh, yeah, Will did Shadows of Farnham first time, lol. Nice one, Will. Because it's that bloody... It's when they start really getting the snake bits out their faces and stuff. Just the fact that there are 3 of them, it's a real pain. I did not enjoy it. Nick Jeffrey's done another super chat saying, also wanted to say that I absolutely loved the Oxventure yesterday. It did make me wonder, though, how far in advance do you record the episodes? What made you wonder, I wonder? When did we record that? A few weeks ago? There's a few weeks lead time, I think. Yeah. Why? What made you think that? You don't need to super chat it, just type and I'll read it, but I'm curious. Mark Cohen says, I watched that supercut of yours and Luke's playthroughs recently. Good times. Yeah, 5 hours I think it is, isn't it? Someone's intercut bits from my Bloodborne playthrough with Aoife and Luke's Bloodborne playthrough. It's good fun, I think. It's 2 very different styles. Oh, Luke coming back. Right, yeah. Yeah, we recorded that a little while ago. We've recorded since then. Checkerbeard says, was yesterday's the first Oxventure with your new tattoo, or have I been in Observant before? I can't quite remember. I really don't know. Cheerful Spider's done a super chat saying, Happy Monday, Johnny. I had loads of fun yesterday shooting arrows for a few hours, and I even have most of the feeling back in my middle finger. Nice work. That sounds like a great way to spend a Sunday. I actually really enjoy archery, but it is really taxing on your hands. The last time I did it, my hand was properly crabbed up the next day, and that was only like archery tag, so like I don't even think the bows had the same tension, because we were firing like foam-tipped arrows at one another, which is surprisingly good fun. God, that was 4 years ago now. That was on my stag do. Right, shirts, nicely painted brown. Just going to really quickly rather, do the trousers, and then we're going to get into painting the armour on this lot. Martin Cox says, how do you wrap a present for an archer? With a bow. Very good. Big fan of that. J-Bird says, is that the one that's like dodgeball but with bows and arrows? Yes, an inflatable cover. It's good fun. Oh, that's a good joke. CookieCat94 asks, what do you call a goblin who specialises in blood magic? A hemogoblin. Very good. Big fan of that one. We're off, are we? Is it joke time? I'm afraid I haven't heard any new ones recently. I'd seem to get all my newest jokes from you lot, so... Like that hemogoblin one. Never heard that before, but I like it. Tom Titherington says, hi everyone, I really appreciate the jokes said on this channel. Really make me happy. Right, jokes out for Tom. Tell Tom Titherington a joke, please. I'll try not to groan at the very worst ones. No promises, but... Ah, Ronnie says, Bex is saying they admire your ability to multitask. This is the first live stream she's caught and she's never seen anyone paint, talk and read at the same time. Thank you very much. That's very kind. The trick is to talk rubbish. I think that's the best way I can do it. And you'll notice later on, if you catch any of this stuff later, I will be getting ever so slightly tired. And I'll be still painting, but I'll be doing like fine details and I'll just go silent and my jaw will go slack and I'll just be gawping at the miniatures instead. Keza T has done a super chat saying, currently having a rough time. Just want to say thank you, Johnny, for all your amazing content. It's a great distraction and cheers me up no end. I'm really sorry that you're having a tough time, Keza. I hope it passes soon. As somebody who generally has a tough time at this time of year, anyway, like, it can feel really weird to be feeling like crap when everyone's like, ah, it's so sunny, or, you know, the weather seems so picturesque outside, but just, you know, take care of yourself. Don't worry about the other stuff for now, and just, yeah. Well, I'm glad the videos are providing some distraction, so stick with it, and, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Anonymous says, what did they give the cannibal who was late for dinner? A cold shoulder. Very good. Very good. Never actually heard that. Painting goblin butts. Little goblin butts. This one is one of the sort of special secret weapons the goblins have. So the thing about goblins in Blood Bowl is they are super, super weak. Like, they're so prone to being knocked over and injured. But they're really, really cheap to hire. And you can have special weapons. Like, this one's got a little flying machine. This one's got a literal bomb. This one has sort of some sort of brutalizing taser slash, like, pneumatic hammer. So they're kind of they're cheap, but they cheat, which is quite fun. They called her Babylonist on a super chat saying, I'll be painting along to the stream but shan't be joining in on any paint tasting as it's gel paint and very not non-toxic. Yeah, stay safe. Do not join in on the whole paint sommelier thing. To be honest with you, I'm going to try not to eat any paint this week because I feel like I had a lot last week by mistake. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just get thirsty and start quaffing Agrax Earthshade or something. But yeah, if you're working with gel paints, keep them out your mouth. Okay. There we go. Trousers. These look awful right now. Like, which is, to be honest with you, one of the things I find quite reassuring about painting is that basing always just looks hideous. It used to freak me out. I was like, oh my god, it's rubbish, I'm trash. But now that I've painted enough to be like, nah, I'm just laying down the foundations for something that will look good later, I've really relaxed about it. It's just like, yeah, it looks like crap. Don't worry about it. Just get on with the job. It's good fun. Ronnie says, all right, anyone working with gel or oil is off the hook in terms of taste tests. Fair. Corio Malamus on a super chat saying, thanks for all your chill vibes. My anxiety has been really amped up since I'm being forced out of my home, and this helps. Yeah, like, again, like, that's a horrible situation to be in. I'm really very, very sorry. So, glad to be helping, like, in a big way. Like, really, really glad that this helps, even if it's only a little bit. Hang tough. Hopefully, you know, you'll find somewhere soon and it'll all be sorted. But moving is stressful under any circumstances, let alone circumstances like that. So, yeah. Lots of love to you. Silent Cobb has done a super chat saying, this was more about a different channel, but I was hoping for Bin Bag to be sent trouble. Yeah, I won't say too much in case people haven't caught up and spoilers, but interesting, isn't it? How that could have gone that way. But I'm sure trouble will find Bin Bag at some point. Especially given how much Corazon hates Bin Bag. Okay. Trousers. Trousers done. Ta-da. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I'm holding the minis in the right place. Why is my phone going off? Oof. Oh god, Kobe Morris says, honestly, I'd watch an Odd Couple Corazon Bin Bag series. Not sure about that. Anonymous asks, where does the Necromander Apiarist get his honey? From his zombies. That, that was pretty tortured. I'm not going to lie, Anonymous. That was pretty intense. Right. Armour time. Let's paint some armour. We need this stuff. Terracotta. There we go. Oh, bloody hell. I am going to use some slowing medium today, actually, because it is so warm. I think I could really use it. Vallejo makes a medium that just slows the drying time on your paints. It comes out. You see, it's kind of like a gel, actually. Like, it really just sits there and is quite goopy, but it's really good for stopping your paints from just drying out while you're painting, which today is very necessary. Even though I'm using a wet palette, I'm just worried about these paints just completely drying out. Okay, although it does change the... A Chartreuse Goose says, drink the gel! No. I don't think I will. It is water-based, so I assume it's non-toxic, but still no on that one. Thank you, though, for the suggestion. Secret Agent Sam says, why is Peter Pan always flying around? That guy just never lands. Yikes. It's creative. I'll give it that. Okay. Oh boy, did I put too much of this gel in? It's probable. It's fine, let's do 2 coats. Oh no. Behave, you weird gel. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. RV Dammit says, Tea of Deadly Nightshade is water-based. Yep. Yeah, fair. That's a good point. I'll, yeah, I won't drink any. So that's a terracotta going on there. It will get sort of more vibrant once I layer it up later. But, oh, I actually regret using this gel. I forgot it does change the consistency of the paint quite a bit. Might sack it off. A Cheerful Spider has done a super chat saying, my personal headcanon is that Binbag is time-travelling future Corazon. Well, that would be interesting. Gosh, I'd never even considered anything like that. Binbag's just sort of, you know, Binbag in my head. One of the weirder Oxventure NPCs, but there we go. Emma Benton says, again, I worry about you all. Please don't drink your paint in any form. Look, it's not like we don't wake up in the morning and choose to chug a bunch of paint or anything, and we hardly ever chug it in the first place. It's just that sometimes you accidentally get some paint in your mouth, and once it's in there, it's hard not to notice that it has a taste. There you go. Charlie Stack says, hi Johnny, this is a super chat saying, hi Johnny, I was wondering, what does Ethelfrith's hammer look like? I want to make an accurate prop of it. Hope you're doing well. That's a very good question. I think I said that it just looks like a big long Warhammer? I kind of picture it as having just a really like sort of rectangular head, kind of like the Kirk hammer in Bloodborne, but just having a decent long shaft. It's not like, you know, Mjolnir, which has an artificially shortened handle in the myth and obviously in popular representations of Thor. But I don't know that it's been described that extensively, so I give you free license, really. I think I said there's lots of, like, sigils on it, or, like, runes, but use your imagination. And I would say make up your own runes, or use ones that aren't Norse runes. That's what I'd say. Apart from that, free reign. But do show me pictures as and when it comes together if you do decide to make it, because that sounds rad. Right, so first coat of terracotta on that. And is this stuff drying out anyway? No, it seems okay. I am going to add some more paint to it, because I've not got the mix right at the minute. Here we go. Tom Williams says, ba ba, Kirk hammer. Just heard Watson snort. I don't know where she is. She was lying down next to me, but I think she's moved because it's just so fucking hot today. But where she's gone is a mystery to me. Anyway, right, onwards. There we go, that's a bit better. There we go. Ugh, no, this gel's just not working for me today. Fuck it. Start again. Paint on somewhere else in the palette. Just crack on. What do you call William the Conqueror's armourer? Norman Mailer. Cookie Cat 94. Honestly. Alright, let's do this again. Let's get it right this time. Is it the gel or is it just the paint? It's a bit of both, actually. There we go. I've noticed since I've switched to using Vallejo paints, they do behave kind of... Each shade will behave slightly differently, which is true of some Games Workshop paints, because I used to use Citadel paints and Citadel paints only. But I think it feels like the difference in Vallejo paints is maybe slightly greater between different shades than it is with Citadel. I don't know. Could be talking out of my bum here. Right. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, God. It's the heat. I don't mean to be rude. Although I am going to start saying very rude things about this paint if it doesn't start behaving. There we go. Corvus Albright is on a super chat saying, ecstatic to finally catch one of your live streams on me. Ecstatic to finally catch one of your live streams on time. Have a Jaeger bomb on me. Oh, thank you, Corvus. Num 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 num. I will. I don't know when I'll get round to having a Bucky bomb. No, a Bucky bomb? A Jaeger bomb. My God. But when I have one next, I will think of you. Thank you kindly. I was thinking about the Bucky bomb, which is Buckfast. A shot of Buckfast dropped into Iron Brew flavoured beer. There's a brewery called Exhale that sells them in its tap room, and they're very, very funny. And have a similar impact because Buckfast is like a highly caffeinated tonic wine. So you get the wake up juice from the shots, not from the mixer, which is a giggle. Emma Benton says, "Oof, no, not Jaeger." Matt Bray says, "Buckfast Abbey wine," and throws the horns. I really enjoy whenever Buckfast gets mentioned. People have one of two reactions. They're either like, "Hell yes, let's get some right now," or they kind of just recoil and shiver a little, as if recalling some horrible, terrible memory. Perhaps, the first people are destined in time to become the second category, but it's always very, very funny. Like, you'll always have a lively conversation mentioning Buckfast. It's a real conversation piece. Jonathan Hurst says, "Not more Jaeger talk." I'm afraid so, Jonathan. 'Tis happening. My leaving drinks from GameSpot, I was made to do 2 Jaeger bombs in a row. And then she was my fiancée at the time, but she turned up and said that my eyes were going in different directions, which is fun. All those many years ago. Right, so again, this is another goblin who's cheating a bit on the Blood Bowl pitch, because as you can see, they've got a pogo stick, which is good fun. I'm going to field this team in the next season of our Blood Bowl League. We're kind of approaching the playoffs of the first season right now. I've got one more game left to play in the round robin, and then we're going to start doing sort of knockout matches. And I think the Goblins they're what's referred to as a tier 3 team, which means that if you're really, really good at Blood Bowl, you can win with them, but don't expect to win very often. So I'm just going to play a deliberately rubbish team, but just have a real giggle in the next league. I think it's going to be fun. Burrito has done another super chat saying, "Hi." Oh, I think first super chat. I don't know. My brain is so fried today. I'm very sorry. But Burrito says, "Hi, Johnny. How are you? Good to see you. I hope Katie Pearlhead gets more protagonism in Oxventure. I haven't kept close watch behind the start of the latest campaign, but I think she has a lot of character presence and is a baddie." Thank you very much for the super chat and for the kind words. Again, I won't say anything because there are people catching up and I don't want to give anything away either way. But to be honest with you, like with Katie Pearlhead, I kind of like... She seemed like a one and done NPC to me, really, but like she kept coming up. You know, like Luke in particular really loved Katie Pearlhead, and just with the sheer number of times that she got mentioned, I thought, oh, well, you know, I should bring her back because it's fertile storytelling ground. If one of your players is excited about a character, then that seems like a pretty good reason to bring them back. So it's fun. Michaela Hawkins has done a super chat saying, just wanted to pop in and say thanks for all you do. I was having a poop day Friday and got a cocktail. At this point, it's the little things. That sounds like a delightful way to turn a rubbish Friday around. I hope that you had a great weekend and that your Monday has treated you far, far better. Thank you very much for the super chat and for the kind words as well. It's very much appreciated. Okay, that's that bit done, and then what about their shoulder pads? Shoulder pads can be cream, knee pads, they can be cream as well. All right. Okay, that one's done. Oh, I painted my drink water. Thankfully just on the outside, but there you go. Right, let's go back to this one now that we're not using the gel. There we go, that's a proper coating of that shade. I'm really going to try and hustle today. If I can get these 8 models to the point at which we shade them, then I will be happy, but I'd love it if we could get them all done today. It's a bit of a tall order given there are so many of them, but you never know. We shall try. Just try not to agonise too much over different bits. Matt O'Connor says, is it a Johnny painting stream without them painting something cream? It isn't. I don't know, like, I'm obsessed with painting things cream at the minute. I think it's just because I found that Pale Sand by Vallejo is really good. That all the times I wanted to paint something cream and I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Now I feel like I can, so just suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do this colour scheme and I'll bring in this colour, and I mean, cream would go great with that. Like, I'm trying to use it sparingly in the other Blood Bowl team I'm painting up, which I did on a stream the other day. As you'll probably remember, we painted vampires that are also pirates. That was last Monday. I finished the vampire I started on that stream. Here's how they look. And that's them from the back. Quite pleased with that cloak, to be honest. And I also did this chap, who is being carried off by a bat. And there's no cream on that one, at least. But all of the vampires wearing armour, their armour's going to be cream, because painting things cream is fun. I'm really, really pleased with this one, actually. So there we go. Right. Nope. Terracotta. I also, if you caught the last time I was painting goblins, you'll remember that I was like, I've got a red, but I want to make it more red. How do I make a red more red? And lots of people quite reasonably told me that it's a primary colour and I can't. I managed to find a shade of red that is the shade of red I was thinking of, which is nice. Is it heavy red or gory red? I think it's gory red. It's one of these two from Vallejo. And yeah, so it's nice. I'm kind of enjoying working on red tones now a bit more as well, because I used to avoid them, to be perfectly frank, but now I feel sort of liberated about them. Whoa, Martin Cox says Met Office just issued the first ever UK extreme heat warning. Won't be the last, will it? Well, that's a thing. What a time to be alive, eh? Honestly, you're all of you lucky I'm even wearing a shirt. Because I've been showing a lot of skin in this flat over the last couple of days, and I'm not sorry about it. I'm not wearing my apron today, though, because absolutely fuck that. Oh, no. There we go. Got my head caught in my lamp. Good times. Had by all. Severus Dartmoor says it's almost like the climate is changing. I know. Wow. It's the flooding that really scares me, actually. Anyway, we're keeping it light. We're keeping it light because this is a chill, calm painting stream. Later I'll flood this miniature with shade, and it will increase the contrast on it. Perfect segue. Oh. Jack Wood says, honestly, a big part of why I hate the heat is because shorts are like weaponized dysphoria for me. I hadn't considered that. I don't like wearing shorts at all. I'm wearing them now, but I do not like it in the slightest. I'd never considered whether it might play into any feelings of dysphoria for me. But yeah, I always assumed it was because I was made to wear them at school no matter the weather. So we were made to wear shorts with knee-high woolen socks all year round. So they were too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter. And it took me genuinely years to start wearing shorts again. I hated them so much. And I still don't like them now. And that was 20 years ago that I stopped having to do that. God, I'm old. Phil Connolly says, shorts always make me sad that I don't have leg tattoos. Well, you know how to change that. Chaos says, where did you go to school, Johnny? 1952? I had to wear a cap as well. Not even joking. Corvus Albright has done a super chat saying, but have you considered jorts? I've considered them at length, Corvus Albright, and I think you know that, else you wouldn't be asking. Bloody hate jorts. If I want the humidity of denim, I'll just wear my jeans. You know? Checkerbeard says, jorts at length are jeans. Yes, they bloody are, and I love them. Right, that one's done. Let's do this helmet red. That'll be different. Mancoy says, I did once have some cargo pants where the legs were zipped on so they could be converted on the fly into shorts. Not sure what that was all about, really. I had those as well. And I don't know what the point was. Because they weren't comfortable. I don't think... Like, they had a zip... like, there. Meant sitting in a chair... uncomfortable. So your legs would press down on it. And I also don't ever remember using it. Not once. Although that said, like, a big part of the reason I don't wear shorts out and I'll wear jeans instead is because, like, if I'm going sort of out and I know I'm not going to be home until after dark, I know that I'll be more uncomfortable after dark wearing shorts than I will be comfortable wearing shorts in the day. So I'm like, I would rather suffer for a bit while the sun is still up and then be comfortable later than the other way round. And I guess shorts that you can zip, you know, full length trouser legs onto makes some kind of sense, but then you could also just wear jeans and roll those up. I don't know. Nyalitho Rich says, have you ever considered extra long jorts or jousers to be specific? You are mean people, some of you. Those sound torturous. So no, I haven't. Thank you. Jowsers. Cheerful Spider enjoyed that one. Koshtub Chowan says, so Johnny, do you think you'll finish Horizon Zero Dawn in 10 episodes like Control? Any thoughts on future games? There is no way on earth I'm going to finish Horizon Zero Dawn in 10 episodes. The game's just too big. I am sticking largely to the story, but even so, just kind of bimbling around and getting stuff done is time consuming. I knew from the start it was never going to get done in 10. I was thinking maybe if I can do it inside 14, but I don't know if that's possible. Maybe if I do a couple of longer ones where I just hammer story missions. But we'll see. Like, people seem to be enjoying it. So if it goes to, you know, I wouldn't want to go more than 20, but up to 20 I think is acceptable, you know? Oh, there you are. Hello. The pig is now behind my desk. I'm not going to pick her up because she's really hot as it is, and she finds it a little bit stressful when I put her on the chair. As for what's next in terms of games, that's a good question, because it's actually up to my patrons of the Scout Explorer tier and above. Last time it was very close between Horizon and I felt like was it Resident Evil was pretty high up there, Prey was pretty high up there, as was like Dishonored. So it'll probably be something like that. But I'm completely beholden to the whims of the people who get a chance to vote on President Chiodini. So, yeah. Iffy says, lovely to catch a stream on my day off. This is a super chat, by the way. Should I finish a Pride flag or Oxventure characters while watching? Brackets, both bead badges. Do the Pride flag. The Oxventurers can wait, but Pride flags are great and important. Not that I'm sure your bean badge for the Oxventurers is great too, but I say Pride flag. But follow your heart, really. If you'd rather do Oxventurers, then at least you learned that by asking the question and having it answered. Burrito's done another super chat saying, hi again, friend. Forgot to ask, would you consider getting the Stream Deck once it's available? The Steam Deck once it's available. You're the best, thank you for being you. Yeah, the Steam Deck's interesting. It's an impressive bit of kit, but to be honest with you, no, not really. Because like, I think because I work from this computer and I play video games at this computer for work, I'm also quite happy just to sit here and play video games here anyway. It is a comfortable space. Like, this chair's really fun and really nice, and to be honest, if I want to play stuff on a console, I'll go play handheld on the Switch. But it means that basically, like, when I'm considering buying games, I will either buy them on a console to be like, I'll play this handheld on my Switch, like in bed, or I will just play it on the computer, and that's fine, because maybe I'll want to talk to friends on Discord or what have you. So personally, I don't think the Steam Deck, it's going to take me a lifetime to learn how to say that properly over the Elgato Stream Deck, but it's offering to fill a niche that I don't really need to fill. So but I think it's nifty. West Coast Weaver has done another super chat. We've had another super chat. It's from West Coast Weaver is what I meant to say, saying, in case you're wondering, when I tried painting miniatures on my birthday, I had so much fun I went out and bought more to do. Thanks for the new hobby. Brackets, like I don't already have enough. Oh, that's great news, though. Unbearable says, Steam Deck can run Discord. Yeah. I'm sure it can. It is a computer, but also, like, I've got a computer. Like, I'm alright without it. Because I find if I want to play a game properly, I want to be sat at my desk with a mouse and keyboard. And if I'm feeling chill and relaxed about it, then it's probably something that's available on the Switch anyway. So, there we go. But yeah, West Coast Weaver, welcome to the bloody hobby. I'm glad you had fun with it and that you've sort of got the bug. I hope you have many great adventures daubing paint onto tiny bits of plastic and or resin and or metal. Arcadia says, are you going to any upcoming game or board game conventions now restrictions are lifted, or are you holding off for now? I'm holding off for now. I was meant to be going to the UK Games Expo, and they have actually tightened up their COVID restrictions after some backlash. But at first they were like, yep, you don't need to worry about a mask or, you know, this, that, or the other. And contemplating going to that event made me realise how I'm not willing to go to places like that yet and expose myself. I'm, you know, more power to people who are ready to take that step. I think at this point it's, you know, it is literally legally enshrined as a matter of personal choice. But for me currently, I'm going to hold off for a while and see where I get to. You know, I have faith that the vaccination program is going to, you know, help flatten the curve to an extent, but I do worry that, especially with the Delta variant going around, that infection rates are still going to be very high. So until that changes, I don't know. We'll see. Take every day as it comes. Also, it's summer, so I don't tend to want to go outside. Will says, please don't go anywhere and expose yourself. It's very illegal. It's only illegal if someone gets upset by it. That's... Why am I arguing? Why am I playing devil's advocate for indecent exposure? No, Will makes a very good point. Don't go anywhere and expose yourself. But that is the legal definition of indecent exposure, if anyone was wondering. If it causes distress to anybody, it's indecent exposure. And that's just public nudity. So criminality is in the eye of the beholder, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Kneecaps. It's a normal thing to say to yourself on a stream, isn't it? Knee pads. I'm going to paint a goblin's knee pads. There we go. Iron Scar says, there go my weekend plans then. Sorry about it. Lucy, who I believe is called Lucy, but Lucy writes Lucy in kanji, so I always second guess myself. But has done a super chat saying, every time I watch one of your painting streams, part of my brain wonders why your nails aren't painted, with nail polish preferably. Have you ever tried? Yeah, I mean, I can't find the nail polish remover at the minute, but I've been painting just my thumbnail with nail polish. I kind of, because of hobbying actually, because I kept spraying with a rattle can and just making my nail entirely black or white or sort of a gradient of the two. And I quite liked it. So even though I largely prime with an airbrush at the moment, I sort of started painting my thumbnail. I've never done the full set because I just haven't really. And I think it makes me feel a little bit odd. Like, not dysphoric, but like, I find it very distracting. I think just because I'm not used to it, really. So, yeah. Jethenical. Yeah, I think I said that right. Jethenical says, I have a second desk for handcrafts and a bunch of model kits I haven't built. Time to clean that up and jump back to it. Second desk is a bloody marvel. When I want to airbrush or whatever, I just sort of turn that way. When I'm not streaming, just turn that way and just, yeah, have a nice time. Chaos says, my top hobbying tip for this weather is to fill your airbrush with water and use it to mist yourself down pleasantly. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I would turn on my compressor, but it's very noisy. It's just, that's not a relaxing noise for anyone to enjoy during a stream. But I'll bear that in mind. Thanks, Chaos. Corvus Albright's done another super chat saying, got to run to my next meeting, 2-hour discovery call about how our client wants to track their employee skill sets. Woo! Thank you for everything you do. Godspeed, Corvus Albright. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day and that the 2-hour discovery call about how your client wants to track their employee skill sets goes swimmingly. May I suggest badges that you sew onto a sash, like in the Scouts or the Brownies. That's my idea. And thank you for thanking me for everything I do. After that little idea, I think it's probably a good idea that this is what I do, and that I'm not in your position. But yeah. Yeah, it's whisper quiet. Yeah, the old compressors, not the quietest thing. Although my favourite thing about it is when it fills up and it no longer has to, because it's got a reserve. When the reserve fills, it turns off and goes pink. It's brilliant. EA122 says, I had my nails done once, played a game of football afterwards, and it distracted an opponent who was trying to chase back and tackle me to the point where they tripped over their own feet and rolled. Impressive. Oh, it is Lucy. Good. And it makes Lucy happy that I remember it. Excellent. Hurrah. Right. More terracotta paint. Quillen Jacobs says, what kind of airbrush do you have? It's an Iwata. I know. It is. It's a bit dirty, actually. It's an Iwata Eclipse HPCS. I need to give the outside a really good clean. I promise you the inside is pristine. I took it apart the other day, specifically in order to give it a good clean. Yeah, it's a great airbrush. What's going on there? That's funny. Come on, you. There we go. That's better. Yeah, lovely bit of kit. Yeah, I was struggling with it. For fuck. I was struggling with it at first in terms of mixing up my paint properly so it had a good airflow but also good coverage. But I seem to have cracked it now, so I'm just having a great time with it. Time is it? It's 3 minutes to 5. We've been going just under an hour. So in 3 more hours, yeah, I reckon I can get this stuff to at least shading. I think it'd be fine. Right, the last person with a big helm got it painted red, so we're not going to paint this one red. We'll paint it terracotta. So I'm not going to paint it red. We'll leave it to be painted cream. Help! I am a prisoner in my own brain. It's nothing new, but the prison is not working well thanks to the heat. So that's why I'm complaining about it. Lena Hansen says, it clicked in my brain literally this minute why it's called airbrush. You brush in the air. I've been doing artsy stuff for over a decade. Oh, brain. I mean, I just 2 nights ago realised that the term a drop in the ocean is talking about a drop of water in the ocean and not dropping something in the ocean. Because obviously I was like, oh, a drop in the ocean, it's like, it's gone. Because you've dropped it in the ocean's massive, you'll never find it again. So it kind of worked in the same way as the actual meaning of the idiom, which is, you know, a single drop of water in the entire ocean is insignificant. But, yeah, whoops. Every day's a school day. Whoa. Ronnie says, similarly, I have no clue whether the idiom is trail or train of thought because both make sense. Yeah, it's train of thought, I thought. But now I'm doubting myself. I'm fairly sure it's train of thought. But trail does make sense. Language is very funny. Oh yeah, train of thought, hence getting derailed. Good way of remembering, crows. Stephen Paul says, did I come at quiet time? I mean, you know, it's a Monday stream. We never shout from the rooftops during a Monday stream, really. Nevermore says, it took me way too long to realise that adios in Spanish meant go with God. It's my native language. It happens. It absolutely happens. I mean, goodbye. Does goodbye have the same... Am I making it up that it's God be with ye? Probably making that up. I mean, the fact that I don't know for certain. Again, it's like... Languages are big. It takes a while to master them, even if they're your native language. Oh, I'm not making that up. God be with ye. There you go. Yeah. Warm, warm, warm. Jethanical says, oftentimes you know a different language better from the inside out than your own because you never formally learn your native one. You know, the interesting thing is that grammar, English grammar, used to be formally taught in schools. And I don't know if it's being formally taught again. I'm not sure. But they decided to conduct an experiment in the UK where they just stopped teaching grammar formally because they just they wanted to see, like, based on the assumption that if you grow up, you know, with it as your native language, you'll just learn how to speak it, and people can master grammar without actually being taught it. And it turns out that basically they decided to make this choice sometime in the 1980s, I think. So, like, the vast majority of millennials, and I guess people, you know, in subsequent generations, don't have the vocab for, you know, things like, you know, the past participle or, you know, what have you, because we were literally never taught it. We never ever taught it. I mean, like, I've got a degree in English literature and language, and I couldn't tell you what bit is what. I just, like, it's preposterous. Man bun additionally multiple friend, that's a username and a half, says they don't teach grammar. No. Aiden Folk says I learned grammar in the 80s. Oh, okay. I'm not sure at what point it was decided, but yeah, no, I never had grammar lessons as a child. So I just, like, so I was talking to my brother about it. He was like, you know, like, I feel stupid that I don't know all that stuff. I was like, that's not your fault. You literally weren't taught. You were deliberately not taught that stuff. So there we go. Right, Red Cognito puts it perfectly. Oh god, yes. I know what the stuff is, but I have no way in hell of telling you the names for grammar thingies. Grammar thingies. Exactly. We all know them. But do we know what they are? Goodness me, no. Oops. Just mixed a different pigment in there, but we'll just quietly ignore that. It'll be fine. Green. Yeah, let's do that one. Red. There we go. Oh. Manbun says, like, not complex grammar or not at all? Like, not at all. Like, we were never taught how to, like, we never had a look at irregular verbs and conjugated them or anything. Like, there wasn't even basic grammar instruction. Obviously, like, we'd be corrected if we used, as tiny children, if we said, like, I walkinged to mean I walked, a teacher would correct you, but that was just correcting individual cases. There were no, when I was growing up, no rigid, like, grammar lessons. Just didn't happen. It was basically like, here's what punctuation is on a basic level, and that was about it. So, thanks, experiments. Genethical says, indeed, a native speaker has competence, the innate knowledge of a language acquired through use and exposure, not through being educated in it. They don't need to think on it to perform it. It's very true, but apparently, especially in terms of writing, once you understand different, voices and tenses and what they are specifically designed to portray, it makes it easier to write. That's something I found really interesting, is that if you study grammar, it will just make you a better writer. That sounds so obvious, but it isn't obvious, I think, to native English speakers. It's like, well, why would I have to why would I have to memorize the terminology for complex grammar when I know how to speak English? So you can think more consciously about what you're doing with the language you're using. It's weird. Cheerful Spider has done a super chat to say the American school system has a mostly just say no approach to conjugation. Okay. Murasaki just says, laughs in German. I have to say, like, I'm learning Italian at the moment. And I'm really enjoying puzzling bits out. And those little light bulb moments where you're like, of course that's how that verb works. It's really, really satisfying. And I'm enjoying learning a language more than I have in my life, actually. I did GCSE French and I did Spanish at GCSE and then up to AS level. So I studied it for an extra year after GCSE. So I studied it till I was 17, for those of you who were, haven't gone through the UK school system. But that's mostly left me. And to be honest, I found it boring because it was school. But now I'm teaching myself Italian. It's fucking great fun. Really enjoying it, which is just a nice feeling to have, really. Right. Is that enough red on that? Yes, mostly. I'm going to do this is the weird, like, hovercopter-y thing. I'm going to do the blades on the copter in cream, and I will just do the actual drive shaft of the copter in red. Here we go, there's a bit where I fall silent because I'm trying to concentrate on a particular bit of model. Oops. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, let's do that bit there. Bit messy, but we'll fix it. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh my god. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Now this little doodad, this sort of weird backpack gadget, I am going to do mostly red, just because I think it will look cool. Let's just get some paint on there. Might require a second coat, who knows. Whoa. Oh, Becky S says, we learned how to diagram an English sentence in linguistics at university. I found it really interesting, but I'm probably in the minority there. I found word trees torturous. I hated them. I had a friend at the time who was literally studying linguistics and used to draw them all the time and thought they were the most fascinating thing in the world. I disagreed respectfully. I dropped linguistics as soon as I could, I'm afraid. It was just a bit beyond me. But hats off to anyone who can get on with that stuff. Cheerful Spider says, also my favourite grammar word is synecdoche. It's funny because that's one of my least favourite films, Synecdoche, New York. I thought it was a big pile of shit. I thought it was absolutely awful. Saw it in the cinema, and I came out and I was like, I'm sure I was meant to find that moving and profound. And I'm sure that I'm supposed to feel like I'm not smart enough if I didn't have that reaction. But actually, I just think that was a pile of shite. Apologies to anyone who loves that film, obviously. But it's not for me. Alan Stewart says, because red goes faster? Of course that's why I'm painting this red. Why didn't I think of that? Chaos says, you're not wrong, it's a pretentious pile of shite. Thank you, Chaos. Okay, there we go. I'll do that bit in cream. And the other bits, but I'll do that central bit in red. William Black makes a good point, but yellow is more boom. Very, very true. I didn't want to do yellow on the gobbos because I felt like I would have just been doing the official colour scheme. And I wanted to branch out and sort of try my own thing. But yellow is more boom. That's quite untidy for now, but we'll fix it later. Oh, Corey Haynes says, hey Johnny, I'm sitting here melting in the UK heat. Hard relate. I just wanted to thank you for low batteries, which made me feel safe in dark times. Thank you, Corey. That's a lovely thing to say, and I'm glad it came in handy. It was a really lovely thing to work on. Right. There's that bit. I think we'll do the weird noise outside. Just don't know what that was. I do bits of this whirling sort of death rattle thing. Ha! Death rattle. In red, but mostly this thing's going to be cream, I think. Just to mix it up a bit. Aww. Lena Hansen says, so I just moved into an apartment which has a Google Assistant and my cats aren't here until tomorrow and I'm finding myself thanking it after it confirms the alarms I set up because I just want to talk to someone. Oh, well, I mean, hopefully your cats... I mean, you said your cats are going to arrive tomorrow. Like, hopefully they'll get used to the space and they'll be moving them around and being their normal selves very, very quickly. But I can understand that impulse. This was a while ago now. This must have been 2005, maybe 2004. But there used to be Wi-Fi rabbit called Nabaztag, which was just like this sort of light up bunny thing with like ears that would swirl around, and it would tell you the time. It would randomly tell jokes. You could ask it to give you information, like it would give you the news headlines at a certain time in the morning, and it would read out any emails you got, or you could text it and it would read out messages and stuff like that. It was like a very, very early Google Assistant or Google Home, and I bloody loved it. It used to read out tidbits from The Onion. It used to say random things, and like I was living alone at the time, and it made me feel less alone. I absolutely loved it. It was great. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore, and even the old ones don't work anymore. But there you go. Lucy remembers the rabbit. It was great, and you could also get two, and you could link them, so that if you moved the ears on one, it would move the ears on the other one. So like my parents had one, and the ears were linked, and sometimes it'd be like, you know, like, I'll give you a call later. It's like, yeah. I'll move the rabbit's ears when I'm free for a chat. They were great. I kind of wish that thing. I wish they still existed, to be honest. Aiden Folk says hacking Nabaz tags is very popular. Hello, I could get into this. I mean, I don't want a Google Assistant or a Google Home or whatever you want to call it, but I'd love to hack a Nabaz tag. Are you kidding? It'd be brilliant. Intriguing. Josephina Vengerberg says, I had a purple gorilla thing on my desktop. It would sing and stuff. I remember that little bastard. What was it called? What were those things called? Fuck. Oh, that's going to bother me. Did it have a Z in the name? What was that little thing called? Oh, good. Lena's kitties lived here before, thankfully. It's my brother's apartment. They're super social and talkative, and I miss them so much. But the assistant is so cute when he gets happy about me thanking it. Oh, bonsai buddy! Oh, what a nightmarish little thing that was. Bonsai buddy or Bonzi buddy? Bonzi buddy, wasn't it? Fuck. Yeah, those things were like just weird and mildly unsettling. Great times had by all. Great times. Will says, it was almost definitely spyware. Yep. Oh, yeah, everyone's saying it was malware. Well, I proudly installed that on the family computer, didn't I? Of course I did. Brilliant. Keep Calm and Reload says, hello, sorry I'm late. Cat's been creative with my curtains. What did I miss? What have we talked about? Well, we've just been talking about bloody Bonzi Buddy. So, mostly been talking about the heat. My brain is struggling. I need to get some more water in a second. But yeah, also never apologise for being late. There is no late. It is a stream. It happens, and you tune in when you tune in. It's absolutely fine. I'm sorry about the cats being creative with your curtains. Hopefully they're in okay shape, both the cats and the curtains. But yeah. Oh, Ibo. I remember that robot. Oh, there were lawsuits, so apparently Bonzi Body shut down in 2004. Wow. Gosh. Dear oh dear. Aoife Byrne has done a super sticker, and I think you all know what the super sticker is, but am I going to describe it anyway? Yes, I am. It's a super sticker of a pair. The pair is wearing some sort of red and white sports headband. The pair is reclining a bit like this, with its elbow up and its legs up, and it's kind of got like a pendulous belly, so it's sort of like this. It's pear-shaped. You know what a pear's shaped like. And it waves. It's like, how's it going? How's it going? So that's what Aoife Burns put into the chat. Thank you so much, Aoife. Can see that neither of us is tiring of that bit, so long may it continue, quite frankly. Right, so, here we go. Cheerful Spider says this stream has gone pear-shaped. Josephine Wengenberg says this is genuinely funny every time. Good. I'm glad. It is fun. So, yeah. There was that week where there were too many of them. Not going to lie. But, look who's here. Hold on. There she is. Being a good girl. There's the dog. Okay. A chartreuse goose says, this heat is seriously making me think of cutting my hair. It's been 5.5 years and it's halfway down my back. Whoa, goodness me. That is some long hair. I can see why it's, yeah, probably making you think about it. I mean, last summer I had hair down, excuse me. Last summer I had hair down to here. So this is very, very different. And it is a lot cooler, I'll say that much. Mostly because it just means the sweat actually evaporates from my head and cools me down, which is very pleasant. You're right there, pig. Right, let's see. It's 5:20. Let us take, like, I'm probably just gonna mute my mic. So I need to go get a glass of water, and because I've been drinking a lot of water, I also need to pee. So I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes. So yeah, BRB. Hold on. Hi. Oh, sorry, pig. Just kicked the dog in the head. Aoife Byrne says, hi, Johnny. I can't listen because I'm at work, but I appreciate the visual of the description. I hope you're having a good day and staying cool. Oh, that's my favourite. That Aoife didn't even hear that, but had to watch me mime out the pair going, how's it going? Right. Painting. Let's do it. What did I miss? People just talking about having long hair in summer. It's a challenge. I spent the entirety of last summer with my hair, like, up, I think. Farah WJ says, has everybody been? Who needs to go? Everyone have a squeezy wee. So we're not stopping once we're on the road. Okie dokie. Cream. Oh, God, are you already drying out? You're drying out on the brush. That's a new low, isn't it? Okay, now. Thanks, summertime. Stephanie M says, yeah, braided hair is best in summer. I never managed to braid my hair. I mean, I didn't really try. I tried making little plaits and stuff. I didn't really have the dexterity to do it. Or rather, I just hadn't practiced it enough. But yeah, I would have liked to try it once. Matt Bray says, squeezy wee with crying, laughing emojis. Surely you've heard of a squeezy wee. It's when you don't need a wee, but you go for a wee anyway, because you know that you might need one before you next have the chance to go to a toilet. Like, when I was at university, I was in the summer play that went up to the Edinburgh Fringe, and, like, we'd have a warm-up, before the play, and then I'd be like, right, squeezy wee, and everyone would be like, squeezy wee, and we'd all have a squeezy wee. Just go to the toilets, have a little wee, make sure that we didn't need to go during the performance. It's great fun. It's just a good tactic, really. Cheerful Spider says, best advice, never miss a chance to make water or take water. Very good. Or as Red Cognito says, as my friend Kim says, never pass up the opportunity for a civilized piss. I might stick with the make water or take water one, but I appreciate that idiom also. Thank you very much. Uh-oh. Water? No, paint is a bit thin here, I think. Ah, I'll be alright. I'll shade it. It'll look fine. There you go. It's a pogo stick coming together. I realised the cream probably doesn't look very different on camera, but it's making quite a difference to the actual model here. Where's my phone pinging? Emma Blast says, on road trips we stop at McDonald's to take a McP. I can respect that. That's pretty good. Very nice man at the barriers at Highbury and Islington once let me out because I was changing from an overground train to a tube, or possibly vice versa. I think it was vice versa, and my train wasn't for like another 10 or 15 minutes. And I was like, hi, look, I know this is annoying, and I'm not trying to fare dodge, but I am desperate for the toilet, and it's 12 minutes before my train. Could you possibly let me through? And he was like, I mean, I normally don't like to do it, but I do it based on how desperate people look. And I'm not going to lie, you look pretty desperate for the toilet, so I'll let you through. And I have never wanted to hug somebody so much in my life. Honest to God, lifesaver. Lucy says, I have another hour of work, but I don't want to work anymore. Yeah, I know that feeling. Having sort of rigid hours. I remember it well, and just being like, oh no, there's a whole other 60 minutes of this, is there? Don't know how feasible it is for you to just quietly not do much over the next hour, but you know. Cheerful Spider says, aside from peeing whenever you have an opportunity, the other really critical life skill is being able to nap anywhere in any position at any time. That I do not have, alas. I know some people who can. You can just be asleep in 2 minutes whenever they want, and it's like, how are you not running the world right now? Well, probably because they're fucking napping, eh? It's very impressive. Oh, knee pads. I remember you. I'll paint those up. Sure, buddy. Oi. Oh, why do my shoulders ache? It's falling apart, I think. Hey ho. There we go. Knee pads. There we go. It's starting to come together on this stuff. After this, we've just got to paint the leather straps in a light brown. Go over the skin tones with a different skin tone, and then we'll shade this lot. So, oh, and I also need to paint some of the metal bits like the bomb. But I think we've got a good chance of getting this lot finished, or damn near finished, by the end of today's stream, which will be fun. Will says, I was once having a nap on the other side of a curtain to a festival-scale speaker stack while Sparta, brackets the other half of At the Drive-In, at the drive-in that weren't Mars Volta, played. A paramedic came to check on me. Bloody hell, that is impressive. If I were a paramedic, I'd assume that you were not well also. Jeffrey's on a super chat saying, hey, I'm just stopping in on my lunch break for a bit and I wanted to ask how hard it was to keep your sanity during the most recent Oxventure episode. I haven't laughed that much in a single episode. It was alright, largely. I watched a bit of it back myself. It was a lot to keep track of, but it was a good fun. It was a good giggle. Sometimes genuinely it's harder than others because we'll start and I'll be like, oh, I'm quite tired actually, or I feel ever so slightly off the ball or like a bit strung out. But I was feeling really on top of things that day, like just really full of energy. So it actually went pretty smoothly. I won't say anything more because I don't want to spoil anything for people who maybe haven't caught up. But yeah, it was frenetic but good. I'm really pleased that people have responded positively to it because I felt like we brought a lot of energy to it. And to see that it actually resonates is really nice. People talking about Orlog and it being on Kickstarter. Interesting. I mean, like, as far as I'm aware, people really like that minigame from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? Like, so why not turn it into a tabletop game if people can play it? I've not played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and therefore I've not played Orlog, but more power to you if you are enjoying it. Although I'm trying not to play Ubisoft games at the moment, but, you know. Boop, boop, boop. Right, cream. We're getting there. 2 out of 8 done. Ooh. Oh. Oh, pickle. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to make sure the dog's alright. I think she's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Good girl. Dog's fine. She's just breathing a bit quickly, but it is bloody hot today. But fun tip if you have a dog or if you come across a dog and you're worried that it might be dehydrated, I just did 2 little tests on Watson. Number 1, I grabbed... I did 3 tests actually. I pinched up a bit of her scruff, sort of like that, and then I let go to see how quickly it sprang back. If a dog is well hydrated, it just pulls straight back in the same way that my luxurious, well hydrated, pasty skin does. If a dog is very dehydrated, it will either stay like that or just be a lot slower to go back down. And then I checked her gums, because nice pink healthy gums, sign of well hydrated dog. Slightly, like light, like pale gums, bad sign. Her gums are mostly fine. They're not like properly red. They're sort of like a good pink, pinker than I was expecting. So I just pressed down on one of her gums and saw how quickly the blood returned to it, and it returned nice and swiftly. So she's okay. She's just breathing quite quickly. She's being very, very cute right now. Hold on. Come on. There we go. There you go. There's the dog. She's all right. Ah, Ghost of Laura Palmer says that red gums in cats can be stomatitis. Didn't know this. Emma Blass, who's a delightful friend from the sounds of things, says, I appreciate the spoiler-free Oxventure chat because I introduced my friend to it and we've been watching the archives and I stopped at Apocalypse until she's caught up with me. That is great. Apparently you can do this on the back of a human's hand. I'm fine. Look at me go. Anyway, painting. Emma Benton says, "Oh, hi Watson, I will pet you one day." Yes, you will. Let's make it happen. I think you've earned that much. She is a good pig. Although she keeps insisting on getting under the covers at night time. All this afternoon I sort of lay on the bed just to give her a bit of attention, and she tried to get under the covers, and it was like, are you joking? You're panting. Stop it. Luke Gray has done a super chat saying, "Just thought I would tell you of one of my favourite D&D NPCs. His name was Alexander Mungus, or Among Us. He was French. I can't do a French accent. It was horrid. He was only an informant, and joke. He was only an informant, and joke ended up the bad guy. That sounds pretty great." No, I am not a traitor. I'm not an impostor. Yeah, big fan of that. That's got legs. Little ones as it runs about a spaceship. People still playing Among Us. It feels like the hype's died off quite a bit. I've not played it in months and months because my friends sort of burnt out on it. And I'm no longer part of Dicebreaker for the crossover streams. Right. Excuse me. Oh, Lollies is playing it tonight on stream. Okay, good. I'm glad it's still going. You have at least 2 Among Us groups on your Discord channel, says West Coast Weaver. I don't keep an eye on every single person. That would be creepy. I didn't realise that there were 2 of them, though, in fairness. So, well, that's good. I'm glad it's still going strong. It's a good game. I mean, I've just been playing Zoo Tycoon with my friends, so, you know, there's a damning indictment as to how I spend my leisure time. Need to get back to playing Knockout City, actually. That game's brilliant. And my friends and I are surprisingly good at it, which was just really encouraging. Okay. Cream, cream, cream. There it is. There it is. That should go on some sort of painting stream bingo card if I just say cream, cream, cream to myself and then realise how weird that sounds, which is every single time. West Coast Weaver says, if you pop into looking for video games after a Saturday night, you'll see a lot of gifs of you pointing accusingly. Yes, please. That sounds great. I will have a look. Among Us on here would be fun. Johnny versus the viewers. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it would be nice to do another playing with the community stream. Tetris 99 was, it was a lot, wasn't it? But Tom Williams says, any desire to play any MMOs, either on stream or for Press Any Chiodini? I don't know. I've never really played any MMOs. Like, I did a Late to the Party episode of WoW with Chris Bratt. But I've not really come close to playing one. What have I played? The closest I would have been like some of the faction game in Elite Dangerous, or, you know, I've played things like, I mean, things like The Division don't count, but you know what I mean? Ghost Laura Palmer says, Johnny, did you ever play Bug Snacks? I didn't. I was saving it for when I launched the Patreon, and now I've launched one. So I should probably play Bug Snacks at some point. That's probably worth a stream, isn't it? It kind of feels like a game that maybe isn't an entire series of Press Any Chiodini. I could be wrong, but sort of my gut feeling. Fall Guys community night would be chaos. It would, Emma. I'll look into it. Oh, a Fall Guys community night. Yeah. Can you do private lobbies on Fall Guys these days? Awesome Dude 27 has done a super chat saying, hey Johnny, can't stay, just want to say how much I love you, and I'll be watching this on VOD later while I paint up my Imperials for Call at Arms. Thank you very much, Awesome Dude 27. That is awesome. yeah, thank you for the super chat and the kind words. Even, you know, just as a flying visit, I hope you enjoy watching this on catch up. Bug Snacks is good fun. It would make for a lovely Press Any Chiodini series, says Bin Wizard. Definitely play all of Bug Snacks. All right, I will put it into the rotation of games I'll suggest for people to vote on with Press Any Chiodini. That just makes sense. I think there are going to be games that when they come out, I will make an exception and just do a straight up Let's Play series that isn't going to be sort of timed exclusive on the Patreon. It's just going to go straight to YouTube. Like, for example, when Life is Strange 3 comes out, I don't want to have to finish whatever game I'm playing for Press Any Chiodini and then put episodes out on Patreon, so people have to wait, you know, what could be 2 or 3 months to start seeing me play Life is Strange 3. I think when it comes out, I'm just going to take a couple of days, absolutely beast the game, play it all the way through, and then just, you know, sort of get back to normal. So I think people would like to see it. I've had so many people ask me if I'm reuniting with Aoife to play the game through, which sadly isn't feasible. But you know, I do want to make an event of Life is Strange 3. So we shall see. Ooh, Rob Deerville says, right, red Thai curry cooked, hydration ready, back to watching Johnny paint some little gits. That sounds great. Bloody love a red Thai curry. Although massaman curry is my favourite, I think. It's very, very good. I bought some fresh basil today, so I'm going to make pesto for dinner. Real fresh stuff. Just throw some pine nuts and olive oil, salt and pepper in there. Num 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 num. Roast up some kale, have it with some pasta. Everybody happy. Yep, another shoulder pad. Oh, you can see that. That's coming through a bit clearer, isn't it? Secret Agent Sam says, Basil of Baker Street, the very same. So what MMOs are good MMOs? I know I've seen all the memes about Final Fantasy XIV being like, it contains this much for free and this expansion with no limits on time. But I've never really got into a Final Fantasy game, so I don't know if that's the right thing for me, but... Ooh, Phil Connolly says the chef at work recommended making a pesto with sage and hazelnuts. Not tried it yet, but it sounds interesting. That sounds very good. Old school RuneScape. I still enjoy WoW. Skyrim Online. I hated the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm sorry. I tried it with a couple of friends and we just bounced straight off it. This is a shame. Lord of the Rings Online. Guild Wars is great. I enjoy Star Trek Online. Interesting. Suggestions have been made for Warframe as well. I tried that and bounced off it as well. No previous Final Fantasy experience needed for Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, maybe then. Just briefly talking about pesto. I made pesto with three-cornered leek a few months ago when it was three-cornered leek season. And oh my god, that was delicious. I sort of suspect that MMOs aren't really my thing. From the exposure I've had to them. But never say never. I mean, I'll try and see if there's one I like. Bill C says, Final Fantasy XIV has cat girls. Well. Star Wars The Old Republic was pretty good. Oh, I remember that coming out, actually. One of my friends was really, really pumped for it. Destiny 2 was very good. Oh, I played loads of Destiny 2. Does that count as an MMO? Uru Smith says, Evening, Johnny. Hope your gobs are good. They're fine. Thank you very much. About to head to a newly minted board game group at my local. Any suggestions for good two-player games? Ooh, good two-player games. God, it feels like so long since I played anything. Christ. Everything in my brain's been replaced with Blood Bowl, which is a great 2-player game, but obviously not a very light one. Azul is lovely. Jaipur is great. Jackwood is absolutely right there. I was playing 2-player games recently. This is obscene. I blame the heat. Micro Macro Crime City just won the Spiel des Jahres, which is very, very good, and is co-op. Quacks of Quedlinburg, says Kelreth. Spirit Island is very, very good. You can play with 2, and it's pretty great. Patchworks as well. Yes, Carcassonne, Rhino Hero Super Battle. Wow, that was a hard thing to say. Oh, I tell you what I discovered recently. I've played a bunch of King Domino in the past, but the 2-player variant of King Domino, where you use all of the tiles and make a 7x7 rather than a 5x5 grid, is brilliant. It's really, really lovely. I played a few games of that while I was away at the writing cottage with friends, and yeah, big fan. Right. I've still not played it, but oh shit, what's it called? Oh no. No, never mind. Vaishnavi M says Star Realms. I've still never played Star Realms actually, which is quite impressive. Obviously, my favourite 2-player game of all time is Crokinole, but that one's got quite a hefty price tag on it. So you could always go for a cheaper dexterity game like Flick 'em Up. I need to give these brushes a proper clean, but I don't know where my actual paint soap is. Paint soap? Brush soap. Oh, is that over there? Is that it? It's probably over there. Oh, wow. It really does feel like my brain is functioning at about 45% capacity right now. You're all very brave for sticking with me on this. Angel Beat says Steel Dicebreaker's Crokinole board thing. I've got my own Crokinole board. I had a Crokinole board before Dicebreaker did. I organised that Crokinole board for the Dicebreaker office. I organised a wit round in the office and asked HR if they'd chip some money in, which they did. So yeah, it was bought for the office. Steel Dicebreakers. Pfft. They wouldn't even have it if it weren't for me. Oh, I haven't played Crokinole in so long. I might bring that out very soon. Although I'm not great at Crokinole, I'm not going to lie. I've got a bunch of friends who are so much better than me that it's honestly a little humiliating. Like, I'm not bad, but, you know, you'd expect to be like, oh, this is the guy who owns... This is the person, rather, who owns the board. You'd expect that person to be pretty good at Crokinole, but... Oh. Ian Brown makes a good point. Just because you have one doesn't mean you can't take theirs. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I do need to go to the office. I've still got a bunch of my old stuff there. Apparently my desk is untouched, like one of those weird museum exhibits, so I need to go get the stuff. They'll probably notice if I walk out with the office Crokinole board under my arm. Especially if I've talked about it on stream. Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is I'm not going to steal the Crokinole board from Dicebreaker. Stop trying to get me to steal from my former employers, please. That's not a nice thing to do. Don't type wink in capital letters. I'm not stealing their Crokinole board. The finish isn't as nice as mine, to be honest. I had a better colour scheme, so... What time is it? 10 to 6. We'll go for another 10 minutes and then we'll have a proper break. So we normally around halfway through the stream, we have sort of a 5 to 7 minute break. So we'll have one of those. Everyone can cool off a little bit if they're able. And then we'll crack on. Ooh, that'll be nice. See what? Yeah. Ha! Turned a mistake into a feature. I got some cream on the little cogs of this spinny thing, so now I'm just going to make those cogs into deliberately cream things. Cheerful Spider's done another super chat saying, do you play snooker ever? Here in the US, there's one snooker table within hundreds of miles of me, so I only very rarely get to play. To be honest, I never really was one for snooker. I think just because actually it was an availability thing. I played a lot more pool than I did snooker, so I just got more into pool. If you like, my favourite take a cue and hit some balls game though is bar billiards. That is absolutely wonderful. But tables aren't the easiest to come by. But yeah, that is a great game, and it doesn't take up much space, which is pleasant. I wonder if I could... I was just thinking, I wonder if I could save up for a bar billiards table. And then I thought, my wife's not going to be happy with it taking up that much space in the flat. And neither would I, to be fair. It's not like, you know, not like an, uh-oh, John's going to get yelled at kind of thing. Like, that. I don't go in for that kind of nonsense. It's just like, it is too big to fit in this flat. Ah, well. Okay, so we've escalated to asking me to steal wheels now, so that I have someone to play games with. I'm all right. I'm just not going to steal anything from Gamer Network, including, you know, the people I used to manage. I'm going to leave them alone. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but it's in this case, it is profoundly misplaced. Also, if I had some sort of weird hostage, I'd have to, you know, feed and clothe them, and it would just be a whole big thing. Anyway. So. We're going to change the subject now, because it's getting pretty weird. Oh yeah, someone mentioned Set a Watch. Set a Watch is bloody brilliant. That's a really good 2 or more player co-op game. To be honest, any co-op game can just be played with 2 people, even if you have to take on additional roles. Goes to Laura Palmer, says, let's talk about snacks. What kind of snacks does everyone have? I very much enjoy popcorn. I got massively into popping my own popcorn recently. It's kind of like a fun game where there are 2 really important things. It's like, am I putting just enough in here for one person for me to have some delicious popcorn without eating too much and feeling a bit sick? And also, how many unpopped kernels will there be in the bowl afterwards? I think my personal best is perfect amount of popcorn and only 3 kernels that didn't pop. I was like, that is optimum popcorn making. I made some popcorn the other day, 7 unpopped kernels, but they were sort of half popped, so I ate them anyway. And that felt pretty good as well. It's like a 0 wastage policy, because there's nothing worse than having to go over to the bin and with the bowl, and it's like, ring, and you have to throw bloody loads of unpopped kernels away. So there we go. Poptimum. Very good, Lena Hansen and Nick Green. Great minds think alike. Might make some popcorn after this, to be honest. Oh, I can make some in the break. No. Because I'm just be eating popcorn. Be like... Which isn't pleasant for anyone. I don't know why my impersonation of myself eating popcorn sounds like an Animal Crossing villager laughing, but there it is. Stephen Reed has done... Stephen Reed? Stephen Paul, excuse me, has done a super chat saying it's a game to try and not burn the popcorn, but also try to pop as much as possible. It's just got to keep it moving in the pan. That's a really important bit. It's got to shake the heck out of it. Ooh, a chartreuse goose says, I have a homemade spice mix that I put on popcorn and pretty much everything else. Intriguing. Would you like to know more? Yes. I'd say nooch is pretty good, or nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is used in a lot of recipes for vegans. It's just yeast flakes, and it's inactive. It's it's not like it swells up or rises or anything. It's just like it's a good topping. It tastes surprisingly cheesy, so that's really good on popcorn. And I just use it sometimes as like a cheese substitute on top of like chili or pasta or whatever. So that's good in popcorn. Jack Wood says, nooch is so weird but so good. It really is. Every time I eat it, my brain's a bit like, what's this? And then I'm like, it's delicious, brain. And my brain goes, oh, it is, yeah. Very, very strange stuff, but very, very good. Okay. I imagine a bunch of you will already know this, but you know what makes popcorn? Like, like the science behind it is that when you're heating it up, what you're actually doing is like when you're heating up the kernel, you've got the husk, like which is the hard bit that gets stuck in your teeth, and then you've got all of this just sort of like firm, like just corn matter, but at the very, very heart of a kernel is a tiny drop of water. And the idea is that when you heat up the kernels, you heat it up to the point that that drop of water boils and becomes steam. And obviously, because it's now a gas and it's been heated, it expands to the point where the husk breaks and the popcorn goes pop. And it's that explosion, it's that pop that with a flash of steam and heat cooks the corn and makes it expand. So it goes like poof, and that's why it kind of turns inside out rather, and becomes delicious, tasty popcorn, which is amazing. Like, it's great. You're making a tiny little steam explosion, and you get to eat it afterwards. It is, I would argue, the easiest and most delicious exploded thing you can eat. So there. Bill C says, I always thought popcorn was made by making the corn angry enough to pop. That too. I mean, if you had a tiny drop of liquid inside of you and somebody superheated it so you blew up, I imagine you'd be pretty pissed off, actually. So, both are valid explanations. Explanations? Mark Kerwan says, I just got handed jelly and ice cream. Yes, please. Sounds pretty great. Oh, ice cream's good. I've got some vegan ice cream in the freezer, actually. Maybe that'll be my little treat for the break. I really want popcorn now, but I can't eat popcorn on stream. It just, A, the way I eat popcorn is not appealing. And second, just the noises. Wouldn't be pleasant. I will spare you all that. But I'm just going to do a bit more work on this. I'll paint the cream elements on one more gobbo. And then we'll go have a little break. Okay. All in all, I'm quite pleased with how this painting is coming on. I'm not going to lie. I looked at the clock after the first 20 minutes of the stream. I was like, how long has it been? Because it is so punishingly hot. And I thought, oh my god, it's only been 20 minutes. How am I ever going to make it all the way through this stream? But I don't know if I've just acclimatized to the heat or just the painting is keeping my spirits up. But we're doing okay, everyone. I don't think I'm going to break down and cry. So that's good. And I mean, I've not combusted yet, and I've lived through some pretty hot summers in my life, so I think I'm good on that front as well. Never say never. Obviously, if I do burst into flames, I'll try and end the stream, so you don't have to watch that. But if you could leave a like on your way out, that would be great. Move the camera onto Watson and read comments while eating, says WhoMD21. It's more, it is, I'll be honest with you, it's more the eating noises than the looking at me eating thing. I'm fine with, like, people witnessing me eat popcorn, even though it is weird. I just don't want to eat popcorn on the stream. But thank you for the suggestion. All the popcorns? Oh no, it's in my head. Hell, all of the comments would just be about Watson anyway. And she knows she's beautiful, I hope. Okay. Oh, Revolver Rock says, me in a thick woolen jumper looking at the cloud stacks outside. Smiles sadistically. That sounds wonderful. Oh, God. I love autumn so much. Such a good season. Alright. I'll do the inside of that shoulder pad. Come on, you little bastard. There we go. Ooh. Tiny little shoulder pad detail. There we go. Knuckle dusters. I'm just got to do an elbow pad. And the shoes. Ah, shit. Forgot to do shoes on this lot. Well, most of them. Some of them. That one. Although that one has leather boots, so that's fine. Didn't do your shoes, did I? No, I did not. Okay. Just gonna finish the cream on this one and then we'll go to break. Piggy, okay? You're right. There's a very warm dog, but I think she's okay. Palcal Janole, I don't know if I said any of that right, says, I have no idea what is Warhammer, but I really enjoy the painting part. To be honest, the painting part's my favourite bit as well. I do like playing Warhammer, which is basically just a whole bunch of different tabletop games with different rules and different factions, like this is a goblin. But it's the painting I really love. It's painting that, surprisingly, I got really into. Okay, sweetheart. He's trying to get comfy. She's alright. Right, I'm going to paint this little gobbo's shoes. Whoopsie, that was clumsy, but I'll fix it later. What are you doing back there, you little piglet? Oofed. To be honest, the break's as much for her as it is for me. She wants to be near to me, which is lovely. Like, oh my god, having a dog is so self-affirming and I love her to pieces, but I'm also in the hottest room in the house, and she's here because she wants to be near to me. It's like, go be cool somewhere else. Go lie on the bathroom tiles. You like that, and it's good for you. Okay, right. So we're doing all right here. We're about halfway through. We've got to paint the cream on this one, and also the shoes on these two, and then oh shit. Oof. That's okay. I need to do sort of the special weapons, like the cape on this one and the bomb and stuff. But then I sort of just need to paint in all of the brown leather straps and gloves. And then we need to do the skin again. And then we'll be shading. So we're doing all right. Oh. Okie dokie, everyone. It's 5 minutes past 6 by my count. So I'm going to go away for 5 to 7 minutes. If it is a bit longer, don't be alarmed. You know, maybe I'm cooling down the dog or something. But I will be back. So, yeah. Get clean, brush. I really need to look after this brush more. Or better, rather. I will be back, so, you know, have a stretch, go to the bathroom, make sure you've got enough water or food or what have you on hand. You understand the concept of taking some free time for yourself, so go take some now, and I will deliver to you some smooth jazz and a picture of the dog, and I'll be back in a little bit, so catch you soon. Oh, hi. Welcome back, everybody. Did you have a nice break? I did. I had some water. I went for a pee, and the piggle is... she followed me out, and then she worked out it's cooler in the living room. So for now, she's lying in her bed in the coolest room in the house. So I think we can call that a success, which is very nice. Oy, 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 oy. Right, goblins. We paint them. Oh no, Brooke Boyd says I burnt a lot of my popcorn, but I'm still going to eat it. I stayed strong. I did not make popcorn, but oh goodness me, I'm probably going to after the stream. Alex Simpkins says, coolest room in the house? That's where you are. Oh gosh, you stop it. Stop it. Doot, doot, doot. Painting propeller blades. Whoa. Bit of a headache, even though I have had a lot of water today. Like, I'm definitely sufficiently hydrated. Still getting a headache. It's not terrible, like I don't need to stop or anything, but it's just, it's just sort of there, sort of a faint buzzing in my head. Makes me want to sort of just like shake my head a bit. Jack Wood says, I've done grown-up productive things like sort laundry, and now I feel like folding myself in half. A choice. Veritably a choice. You're probably alright not folded in half, Jack. I mean, if you do want to fold yourself in half, feel free, but yeah. Oy, 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 oy. Oh, gosh. Bit warm. Lena Hansen says, gonna repeat until Johnny sees it. Salt. You need salt as well. I did have some, I had a few lightly salted tortilla chips. When did I last eat? I ate lunch a few hours ago. I think I've had enough salt today. Maybe I haven't. Maybe that's why I got a headache. Guess we'll see. I honestly, this morning, I felt so rough. I knew it was just dehydration. I just drank a bunch of... might be a lack of salt. Yeah. I was so dehydrated when I woke up this morning that I genuinely thought about buying in some hydration salts like Diorolite. I didn't in the end, but they are pretty handy, those things. Oofed. Dante Pibilore says, recovering from the stomach flu, lost a whole week to it, so ready to feel normal. That's rough, Dante. I do hope you feel normal and indeed much, much better soon. Just take it easy, sort of eating foods again. I don't know if you've heard about the Brat diet, but it's bananas, rice, apple sauce, and toast. All of those are foods that are just like your body can deal with really well after like food poisoning and stuff, when other foods will sort of make you feel worse. So yeah, bananas, rice is good. So like also rice pudding, applesauce, and dry toast. Genuinely, when the last time I had really bad food poisoning, my stomach was like shredded for days afterwards, and I was just eating banana sandwiches with like dry toasted bread and a bit of yogurt afterwards, and it was incredible. Like, all of my colleagues were like, I can't believe you're eating that, and I was like, it's the best thing I've ever eaten. It's amazing how your body just knows what it needs, and will send you those signals, because it was just like, yes, this is good, I will use this. It's very funny. Thanks, the human body. You're a weird and in many ways disastrous thing, but also you're pretty great. Knives, knives, knives. Painting, painting, knives. Because obviously, if you're going to set off in this contraption, which is a cape and a propeller, what you really need are hooked blades on the ends. That's just common sense, you know? It's been a while since I've painted resin models, and I keep seeing things that I should have clipped off, but didn't, and you know what? Oh well. Nick Jeffrey says, my aunt eats banana and Marmite sandwiches. She is weird. Goodness. I'm not sure about that. I can almost see it working. I think I can see that working, but I'm not in a rush to try that, I have to say. It's not going to be right up on my list of culinary adventures to have. Talking of culinary adventures, though, I'm recording the next episode of Cooking with Chiodini this week, which means that, of course, once that goes out, the first episode of Cooking with Chiodini will be freely available for all on YouTube, so you can look forward to that. Michael Berthelson says, Johnny, have they remembered to sharpen the propeller blades just in case he crashes into the opponent? Yeah, I think... Hopefully you can see there, one of these blades is actually serrated. There you go. So that's fun. That'll be nice for everyone. Mark Cohen says, ah yes, the Horizon Health slurry. Not on your life. Goodness me. Blah. And Kellogg Fergus says, the immortal Tato sandwich is the best. Bloody love Tato. Just good, just very good crisps. And there's a, for some reason, there's a pub near me that sells them behind the bar, which is great. It's freely available. Very pleased about that. Okie dokie. So, that's that. Oh yeah, I was going to do some shoes. I forgot about the goblin shoes. Jim Beestone has done a super chat saying, been absent from the Discord/streams while I try and finish my diploma to become a chartered LSP, but have a pint of something cold and fizzy on me. Thank you very much, Jim. I will. Yeah, I might, even though it's dehydrating, I might have a beer after this here stream, just to ease myself into Monday evening. So thank you very much. And good luck with finishing the diploma. That sounds like an awful lot of work, and I'm sure it's no small amount of stress. So best of luck. And Kellogg Fergus says, I didn't know Tato's were known outside Ireland. I've worked with Irish people in the past. That's the only reason I know. I was introduced to them by Danny O'Dwyer when I was at GameSpot, and so I was aware of them after that. And I've got a bunch of Irish mates, so sort of I'm aware of them. And obviously Aoife is a friend of the Tato. Emily Hill has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, at work, can't stay, love you. Here's a tip for your KTP head performance. Thank you very much, Emily. That's really lovely. I really appreciate it. It was good fun. That again, I won't say anything because potential spoilers, but I had fun. Shoes, shoes, shoes. Goblins wearing shoes. Cream, cream, cream. That's the colour of the shoes. Sorry, someone just messaged me a very interesting looking Warhammer model that I assume is a new thing for the Cruel Boys. It's some sort of massive death vulture. Hadn't seen that yet. Anyway. Emma Benton says, cream shoes, why? Team uniform, mate. I don't make the rules. I just paint them. This one's wearing boots, though. This one, on the other hand, cream shoes. Come on. Question to Americans watching. Are oven chips a thing for you? Like fries? Like, do you have like bags of frozen potato fries that you can just sling in the oven and then you have chips? Just curious. Because I was thinking about oven chips. And then I was like, yep, okay, cool. Good. Non-deep fried fries, says Revolver Rock. That's a good way of putting it. Yes, we have those. Oven roasted fries, yes, we have those. Okay, good. Because, like, I mean, it happens every so often on Twitter that one of our two nations will go, oh my god, did you know in this country they do this in the kitchen, or they don't do this? And it's all very tedious. Because it's two countries with, like, not great national cuisine yelling at each other for doing food wrong while sort of the rest of the world watches on and just kind of rolls their eyes. But it did really, like, toasters and kettles not really being things. You know, like, instead you've got those, like, toaster ovens, like the little broiler things where you lie the toast down like it's going to bed. Those have always confused me a little bit. And that's just curious. Just curious about the old oven chips, anyway. A chartreuse goose says, got bored over the weekend and made polenta fries or chips. Huh. Okay, Emma Benton's got a toaster. That's good. Happy Jack says, here in America we have hot Cheetos flavoured mac and cheese. It is a trailer park in a box, Johnny. I know. I bought loads on eBay, but the seller cancelled on me. There was like a multi-pack, and I was going to order it and send some to Aoife, because we both absolutely love Cheetos. And I couldn't get hold of it. And now I realise I'm vegan, so I probably... Will I ever know the delights of Cheetos mac and cheese? We may never know. Oh, that's right. Chaos says kettles aren't really a thing in the States because the mains voltage is only 120 volts, so an electric kettle would take an approximate eon to boil. Fair enough. Mattress757 says crumpets with butter and Marmite is the main purpose of a toaster. I don't really get on with crumpets. There, I said it. Anonymous says, years ago when I was in London, the hotel had a toaster that only heated one side of the toast. That was weird. Years and years ago, though. I'm going to go out on a limb there, and Anonymous, and say that was just a broken toaster. That is not a thing we have, sort of, commonly. Crumpets are just like... They taste all right. But it just bothers me that, you know, like, even if I'm like, oh, just enough butter, like, whoop, and I put Marmite on the top, you're like, there's my crumpet. Suddenly it just all goes through the holes, and it's just like, onto the plate. And it's like... I was going to eat that. I was going to eat that Marmite. Now it's just on the plate. I'd much rather a bagel or some toast, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But my wife absolutely loves crumpets, so like we always have them in the house, and I will have one, but I don't quite understand the hype. English muffins, those are fucking great as well. Why am I talking so much about foodstuffs? Sorry, I'll mix it up a bit. You use the last bits of the crumpet to mop up the buttery Marmitey goodness. Interesting. To be honest, one of the cats generally tries to lick it up before you're even done with the crumpet, because she's obsessed with Marmite. She's an odd cat. She also loves seaweed. Right. Sort of been dreading doing this bit, so I just thought it's time to get the bit between your teeth and get it done. Just doing the sort of the cape on this here aeronaut, if we can generously call that goblin such. Matcha757 says, oh, my first cats love Marmite too. One of them would sit and stare at you judgingly until you let her lick the plate clean. It's weird, isn't it? Weird. We used to have little snacking packs of seaweed. And if you opened one, the cat would run in and start screaming until you gave her some seaweed. It was absolutely preposterous. In fact, I used this to my advantage once when my wife and I were engaged. She lost her engagement ring and she was absolutely devastated about it. And she felt horribly guilty, and she's like, I don't deserve a replacement, yada yada yada. I had a replacement made in secret, and then put it on the cat's collar and was just like, do you want a snack? And I gave her a packet of seaweed, and she was like, sure. And then the cat turned up and was like, wah, but had an engagement ring on, which was nice. Made her cry, ha ha, in a good way. But yeah, that was a fun moment. Basically got to propose for a second time, so I used a cat and some seaweed. Why not? Tuva Hovland says, what is Marmite? Is it like marmalade? Oh my goodness me, no. It is just a delicious salt tar. It's wonderful. In Australia, it's sold as Vegemite. Well, it's a different company. But yeah, it's yeast extract, basically. Cape, cape, cape. Painting up a cape. Red Cognito just described Marmite as the Guinness excrement of goodness. And I hope, as long as I live, I never hear a sentence that upsetting again. Because, wow, that is evocative and horrible. It's a real double threat. Well done, Red Cognito. That was cursed. A Chartreuse Goose says, here's a question, Vegemite versus Marmite. Solely because I grew up with Marmite. I think the consistency is more to my liking as well. I think I've only had Vegemite once. But, I mean, they're both great things that have advanced humanity's cause considerably. Let's face facts. All right. There is the cape, sort of based. Ta-da! Put that to one side for a moment. Whoa. Blah. Mancoy says, Marmite isn't really a US thing, but somehow I still have a jar in my pantry. It was briefly illegal in the States. There was legislation passed about bread and what counted and what didn't, and for some reason it was something to do with yeast that meant that Marmite fell foul of the legislation and was briefly illegal in the United States. It's very funny. Ooh. Let's see now. I need to paint more of that thing. Let's get a different brown on the go. Come here, Carrick Stone. No, not Carrick Stone. Used you too much. Let's just do... One sec. Bear with me. Contrast wildwood? No. There we go. That's a slightly different brown. Okay, J-Man has done a super sticker. The super sticker is a pear. The pear is wearing a sporty headband. It's white with a red band. And the pear has a hand mirror. And it keeps looking into the hand mirror and going, ha! At its own reflection. And when it does that, its eyes turn to hearts. And it sort of lifts a leg and simpers a bit. So it's kind of like, who, me? Ha! And the caption is, thanks for being you. Thank you, J-Man, for the super sticker. I've not seen that one before, and it's a bloody delight. It's nice to know that the pair takes so much delight in themselves. Like, that's a good trait to have if you're a pair, or indeed a person. More power to them. So say I. Sammy Jai says I'm here for Johnny's visual description of stickers. The pair cinematic universe is boundless. Very, very true, Genethical. I don't know if it's because I had a little break, but I'm struggling again quite badly with the heat, actually. It is just really aggressively hot in here. But hey ho, this is only going to be every summer for the rest of our lives now, isn't it? Oh no, Recognito says, FFS, I just picked up a brush that had stealth glitter on to do a coat of varnish. Ouch. That is probably the worst time to get stealth glittered. I'm so sorry. I hope it doesn't look awful and that, you know, you realise before it got too bad. Sorry. Secret Agent Sam says, oh, glitter, craft nemesis. Yeah, I don't enjoy glitter. It gets everywhere. And genuinely, I mean, my beard is, you know, it's not as big as it's been in the past, but sometimes a bit of glitter gets in there 3 weeks before it gets fully out. I'll keep finding bits. I don't understand people who can fearlessly go to a party or a festival and be like, yeah, put glitter in my beard. I'm like, how? What? Why are you signing up for this? It's torture. But, you know, they're happy to do it, then good on them. I'm not here to harsh anyone's vibes. I just don't ever want glitter in there. Ooh. Oh, I missed a bit of cape, did I? That's fine. I'll get that in a sec. I'll be excited to have this team done, though. I think part of the reason I really like painting up Blood Bowl teams is that they're just like small projects. They're never more than 16 models. Whereas, you know, like a lot of the time you can pick up a one unit for Warhammer and that's 20 models just by itself. So it means that I take more time with each individual model and I have a good time doing it, but also you get to come up with a fun colour scheme and a backstory, and it's just a giggle. Checkerbeard says, part of my excuse me, part of my kit when dancing with one of my Morris sides is spray glitter. I forgot to take my glasses off before applying it once. Whoops. That sounds potentially disastrous. I mean, I forgot to take my glasses off before getting in the shower a few months ago, but that's considerably less of a personal impediment than spraying glitter over your glasses. But I mean, if you're blasting yourself in the face with that stuff, it can't be too permanent. and or toxic, right? I mean, I sincerely hope it isn't. So hopefully it came off easily enough. Crystal Dragon says, I can't help with body glitter, though a great tip for glitter on crafts, use spray adhesive to get it on evenly and seal it afterwards with a spray-on sealant. That is a great tip. I mean, like I say, I have a strong aversion to glitter, so I won't be using it in crafts, but it's something I'll bear in mind should the need ever arise. Strong aversion to glitter. It's no surprise, really, that I've developed a bit of reputation among my friends as being anti-fun. Glitter, no. Stay away from me. Oh. Alright, getting there. Happy Jack is on a super chat saying, I'd love to send you some hot Cheetos Mac, maybe break vegan edge. Brackets, you get 3 strikes and try the delicacy. It's the trashiest food I want to eat. Oh, I'll have a think about it. I've done pretty well actually in not eating non-vegan things, which I'm quite pleased about. I thought I was going to slip up a bunch, but it's actually going okay, so that's nice. Oh no, Will says, I went to a Grimes gig, brackets, before she turned bad, with my pal and got a load of glitter on her, started a new job 2 days later. Oofed. Oofed. Okay, what do I need now? My brain is just like... Metal paint. Where's it gone? There it is. Wow. Hermit Prime says, I've started trying to find a D&D group. Does anyone have any advice? Look in online spaces. I know that D&D Beyond has some looking for groups functionality, right? Also, this isn't a personal plug, but if you are, if you're a patron of mine on Patreon, you get access to a Discord where people are pretty good about helping each other find games. There's a specific channel in the Discord which is looking for games, tabletop. There's also one for video games. And I know that there have been some lovely tabletop sessions that have sprung out of the Discord. So there will also be other Discords, ones that are completely free to join. Obviously, be safe and choose your communities carefully. But I think it's getting easier to try and find spaces where people are actively looking for games online. Just make sure that you're playing with, people you actually want to play with, and that their expectations are set beforehand, so you don't find that you're actually playing with a bunch of awful people. Oh, there you go. Hoplite22 says D&D Beyond has a Discord that has both L4G and DM L4P channels. There you go. L4P, LFP. Words are hard. Words are very, very difficult. I might not make it all the way to 8 PM tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. Eee, that's an untidy bit of painting, isn't it? Oh well, doing it now. Yikes. Okay, well, I've painted, sort of based the jetpack type thing. I think that's everything that isn't just leather on this model. Oh, apart from the boots. Thunder Cookie says, did you hydrate enough? Yeah, I'm very well hydrated today, to the point where people have asked me if I haven't tipped my electrolyte balance the wrong way. I think I'm just hot. It's just hot. And I'm struggling to brain right. It's just very distracting, I think, being this hot. It's hard to focus on things. So, tell you what, I might go for another 15 minutes and then stop at 7. Because I would like to paint a little bit more. But I think pushing myself for another hour and a quarter probably will leave me feeling quite unwell. So, yeah, I'll go for another 15. Seems like a good compromise. Let's see. Black boots. Why not? Keep calm and reload. Stop it. Well, we know you are hot, Johnny, but how is the weather treating you? I'm fine. I'm alright. Don't worry. Emma Benton says, tip for cooling. Get a towel wet, put it in the freezer for a while, and then stick on your feet or on the back of your neck. Nice. We do that with bandanas for the dog. We get them wet, we put them in the freezer for a while, and then take them out the freezer and tie them around her neck. And they seem to really help, actually. Oh, God. Did I really say it's very distracting being this hot? That's not what I meant. You know what I mean. Body temp-wise. Being this uncomfortably warm is very distracting. How's that? That's a bit better, isn't it? Black boots on a goblin. Boots, boots, boots. Boots, boots, boots. Yeah, you know I'm in trouble when I'm just saying repeatedly what I'm painting. Lolies is in the chat. Hello, Lolies. Hello, Lies. I hear you're streaming Among Us this evening. Would that be on twitch.tv/boardgameyogi by any chance? Why don't you tell the nice people when it starts so that they don't miss it? Because I'm streaming for another 13 minutes and then we're ending slightly early so that my brain doesn't completely shut down from the heat. I mean, I've had so much water, but you can hear the croak in my voice just from talking over the last 3 hours. Mankoi says, if you're going to say it repeatedly, I recommend painting boots and pants at the same time. Well, look at that. Lowly says, I am indeed. Thanks for the shout out, you sweet bean. Starting in 13 minutes. That seems perfect. Just as I'm going offline, Lowly's is going online. Seems to me like there's a logical next step for all you fine people watching. Oy, 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 oy. Jack Wood says the brain melt be hitting. It really is. It really is. But we're not dead yet. Gonna get out the beastly brown. Beastly brown. Time to do some leather details. It's really annoying, actually, the heat. Like, I painted so much on Saturday when it wasn't overwhelmingly hot, but it was quite hot. And I had such a good time. I was like, I want to do that again tomorrow. I don't really have much on apart from avoiding the heat, so I may as well just paint. And then it was so hot I couldn't even do that. Like, I really want to get this team finished already. And yet, look at me. Tapping out an hour early so that everyone can go tune in to twitch.tv/BoardGameYogi. My favourite thing about this particular gobbo is the little, that's a little bit dark, isn't it? There we go. Is this, sort of like little leather cap he's got on his bunts with his goggles to help him see, but also shelter him from the wind as he flies about. It's very sweet. I've been looking forward to painting this one for a while, actually. There we go. That'll do. Oh, Sammy Joy says, my cat has her feet in her water fountain. She has the best cooling down methods, bless her. That is brilliant. Cats know what's up. We've seen very little movement from our cats in this flat for the last day or two. Sort of just been laid out, unless there's food. Can't say I blame them. Just feel sorry for people who have to work outdoors in all of this. Like a package turned up today and I was like, hi, I hope you're okay. He seemed alright, he was in high spirits. And I guess that's just the thing, it's like you just get on with it, don't you, when it's your job, but still, I feel for them. Okay, getting the leather straps blocked in. You sort of just see them there on the chest. It'll all come together. Once it's shaded, I'm going to be able to sort of layer these colours up and you'll be able to differentiate between the different bits more easily, which is exciting. But for now, it is a lot of browns, I'll admit. It's a lot of brown tones. Trickster Thing says, how many goblins have been goblined today? 8 in total. Been painting 8 little gobbos up. I've already got 8 done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 done, and a trained troll. So, especially since I'm not going to bother putting the troll in the roster because I actually think they're crap in the latest edition of Blood Bowl. That'll be my full roster for the league, so I don't need to paint anything else after that. That's a whole season ahead of us. But I am painting up a different Blood Bowl team as well. And I've got another one in the post. But they're just fun projects. What do you mean I'm neglecting Cursed City? What is Cursed City? Never heard of it. At least I didn't buy Dominion. You know what? It felt really good to have a big box release come out from Games Workshop for Age of Sigmar that I just didn't give a crap about. I was like, Stormcast, hate them. Cruel Boys, they're nice, but they're not for me. So it's like, yeah, saving that money. Leather straps, leather straps, leather straps, leather straps. Emma Benton asks, is Curse City still cursed? Curse City doesn't exist, Emma. You must be imagining it. It was available for half an hour online, and they sold all of it, and then were like, oh, we're not making any more? After they'd hyped it up to be a massive, massive release for ages. And there's still no official word on what happened. So yeah, Cursed City indeed. Right, that's the leather straps done on that gob. Oh, fuck. My shoulder giving a lovely riotous click there. Onwards. Might change brush, actually. God Convoy just says, sad city. Indeed. Whoa. Ugh. Brain not work. Really need to clean these brushes. Alrighty. Chaos says, I have to admit I'm tempted by the upcoming Kill Team release, although all my ideas for teams are frankly ridiculous. Ridiculous is good though. It's interesting, a lot of people seem very into Kill Team, like into the idea of the new one, and I think it's heavily based on Age of Sigmar Warcry, which I think is a great game. But I have seen a couple of people, like a friend of mine who's really big into Kill Team, absolutely hates the change, and thinks it's going to be god-awful, and it seems to be sort of polarising people in a way that, I mean, it's very typically Games Workshop, let's face it, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm not really massively interested in Kill Team. Possibly just because Blood Bowl's taken over my entire brain. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it's received. Games Workshop seems to be... It seems like there was so much goodwill toward the company a very short while ago, but it seems to have burned up an amount of that goodwill, in my opinion. So, it'd be nice to know what, how this goes over. Oh gosh. Okay. That's a glove, so I'll just quickly paint that. This is going to be my last gobbo of the stream. Once I'm done sort of touching up the leathery bits, I shall release you all to go on to twitch.tv/boardgameyogi or whatever it is you want to do with your evening. I, for one, will be making self-pitying noises about the heat. Might make some popcorn, because I've talked about it enough today. And I'm going to make dinner. Amarillo0303 has done a super chat saying, got more or less sent here from the VOD of Arcadum's VTuber D&D campaign, to which I got sent after watching the latest Oxventure. Algorithm knows me. Oh, the algorithm. Okay, I was like, I've not heard of Arcadum. Arcadum's VTuber. What, how do they know of me? Are they talking about me? Nah, it's just the algorithm knowing you very well. Well, welcome aboard. I'm sorry that you've joined actually kind of at the end of the stream, because it's extremely hot here, and I am starting to develop a pounding headache. Also, I'm just struggling to think straight or talk, which doesn't for a brilliant stream make. So once I've that's clumsy. Oh well. I think I'm going to call it there, my good friends. Peace in Michigan, just as you've arrived as well. I'm very, very sorry, friends, but it is too hot. I am tapping out. But literally in 2 minutes, my good friend and former colleague, Alexandra Lowleys, will be streaming on twitch.tv/boardgameyogi if you want to go watch that. I should be playing some Among Us. But talking of specifically this channel, youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini, I'll be back on Thursday when I will be streaming a video game. I've not decided what it is yet, but it'll be something. There's also going to be an episode of Press Any Chiodini on Saturday. Also this week there'll be an episode of Cooking with Chiodini, or it may be early next week. We'll see how my schedule sort of works out, which means that the last episode of Cooking with Chiodini is finally going to hit YouTube for everyone to watch. There's lots of things to be looking forward to. If you aren't already aware, I do have a Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. You can check that out. And just generally, be good to yourselves. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. It helps the algorithm, etc., etc., etc. Sorry to leave the stream early, but always necessary. So yeah, have a lovely rest of the day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.